Hey, so first off, shout out to Hernock Jensen.
And to my one subscriber, Hernock Jensen, I live for you. You're the reason I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face.
But seriously, thanks to the 5 of you who decided to sub after my last video back in May. It's nice to know that there are a few people who enjoyed it enough to want to come back to see what else I put out. So on to the crux of the video. This is a new series I was thinking of starting, if there's enough interest. Currently the working title is either Adventures in Milsurp or Milsurp Mondays, since that might actually keep me to an upload schedule. The idea would be that I would take a single piece of military surplus, or surplus-ish, and explain some of the history behind it, how it was used, the quality of it, etc. Kinda like the channel Uniform History, which if you haven't seen his channel before, definitely check it out. He's much more of an expert on these types of things than I am. So the piece I'll be talking about today is this navy blue Telnyashka. I picked this piece up from Grey Shop when I ordered the Aries Arma AVS. On their website, it says it was manufactured by Factory Comfort, although I'm sure it sounds better in Russian. It came wrapped in plastic with a small paper tag in Russian. I think it talks about the type of material it's made from and how to care for it. I'll throw a photo up in case anyone's curious enough to translate it. This is a summer version, which means it's a single layered knit. There's also a quadruple layered knit, sometimes referred to as fleece. This winter version was originally made for Soviet divers to wear under their dry suits. Here you can see the difference between the inside of the summer version compared to the winter version. I picked up my first Telnyashka, the same version as this one, from a military surplus store in Prague. It's called the Military Shop and is located about 2 or 3 blocks east of the Powder Tower. Here's a map if you're curious. At the time, it was independent, but having glanced at their website, it looks like they're now affiliated with Alpha Industries. Back before the ubiquitous nature of smartphones, I dragged my poor mother for miles looking for this hole-in-the-wall shop so that I could find a Telnyashka. I thought they were pretty cool, and as far as a piece of military clothing, it's a bit more presentable for daily use without looking like you're building a doomsday bunker in the middle of the woods. I had a few gripes with this first one. Because of the mirrored nature of these shirts, meaning that the backside uses the same pattern as the front, the collar fit is a little odd. Also, the sleeves were a bit short for my lanky high schooler arms. Unfortunately, one day I absent-mindedly washed it in hot water, and it shrunk more than I thought was possible for a cotton garment. A bit of history: the style originates from French sailors and fishermen from the Brittany region, and later became part of the French naval uniform, a tradition that still holds true today. Telnyashkas were first fielded by the Imperial Russian Navy in the 1800s. This was carried over and expanded under the Soviet Union, and now into modern-day Russia. The striped shirt span across all elements of the Soviet and Russian armed forces is largely because of World War II, when many sailors cross-decked into the army, but kept the Telnyashka as a symbol of their naval origins. You can kind of think of them like modern-day Special Forces guys who still wear their Ranger Regiment scrolls. The most famous of these sailors is the Russian sniper Vasily Zaitsev, who commissioned as a senior warrant officer in the army from a chief petty officer in the Navy. Interestingly, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but before becoming a hero of the Soviet Union for his exploits at the Battle of Stalingrad, he was a clerk in the financial department of the Pacific Fleet. Vasily Margelov, the man who modernized the VDV, Soviet Airborne Forces, brought the light blue version of the Telnyashka from his time as commander of the 1st Special Ski Regiment during World War II, which was composed of Baltic Fleet sailors. There are several different variations of the Telnyashka currently fielded. The Russian Naval Infantry, MRP, uses a black one. The dark blue one that I have is part of the Russian Navy uniform. As previously stated, the light blue is reserved for the VDV, although it's sometimes been worn by GRU members who are either embedded with or were posing as VDV members. A light green version is used by the Russian Border Guard. OMON, the Special Purpose Mobile Unit, a special police force within the National Guard of Russia, wears a maroon version. A red Telnyashka is fielded by the National Guard of Russia, formerly the internal troops of the MVD, also known as the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Allegedly, there is an orange version worn by the Ministry of Emergency Situations, or EMERCOM, which serves a similar role to FEMA. However, from my research, it seems like their undershirt is a simple blue t-shirt. As for my thoughts on the piece, kind of a disappointment. All of the seams seem to have a centimeter or two of loose thread at the end of them, and the fabric itself seems relatively thin. The quality is a bit of a stretch from the one that I found years ago in the Czech Republic. I'd be curious if the winter version is any better in terms of quality. Overall, it's kind of a eh. If you want to pick one of these up, or potentially one that's better quality, check out Zuda the Fox on Reddit. He's able to supply a lot of Russian manufactured gear, usually at better prices than other online retailers. Alternatively, you can order from Grey Shop. Currently, they are running a 10% discount on all of their inventory with the code SPRING2020. That, along with the 5% discount when paying by credit card, brings the final price down to $16.15, including shipping. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And feel free to join the conversation in the comments below. Have a good one.